Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jennifer C. at HomeLifeCultureLink.com, Nino Simeka at MortgageGodfather.ca, and Jewelry Forever at JewelryForever.ca. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
In sleep he sang to me, in dreams he came. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another thrilling episode of The Sit Down with a Scott Dion Brown. And I'm your host, the one, the only Scott Dion Brown. Hello. Welcome to episode 75. And we're here once again. This is another isolation episode, so we're not in our usual studio, but we're here through the power of Skype, actually. That allows us to do this. And I'm joined, of course, as always, by the greatest co-host in the galaxy, the one, the only
Regine. Alaina, happy Sunday, fun day, ladies and gents. Episode 75. That's
75.
That's a lot of episodes.
It's quite a feat there, Regine.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I can't believe we've been doing it for this
long.
75 and 75 episodes. We've been doing it every week. I think we only missed
one.
It was just like a handful, one or two, right?
Two. We only missed two.
So there you go. So that means that we've been doing this for 77 weeks or 78 weeks, whatever it is.
That's a long time. That's a huge commitment.
Yeah, it is. What? Look, and here we are now, Regine. Here we are now.
In isolation.
In isolation. Here we are.
Yes.
How was your week, Regine?
It was good. Started planning content for my YouTube channel, so that's kept me busy. Other than that,
awesome.
Yeah. So like I mentioned last week, guys, please keep me accountable. I would like to launch it on my birthday weekend, so that's in 2 weeks.
Awesome. There you go, everybody. Keep Regine accountable. It's coming. 2 weeks now, Regine will be launching her brand new YouTube channel. How very exciting. We got some people in the chat already. Venom7456. Good
Hello.
morning. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Lightspeed Dude. Hey, man. Lightspeed Dude says
always
that's a long time. Yes, it was. Yes, he is. He's been in a lot of the gaming streams. He says that's a long time, referring to the 75 weeks or 75 episodes we've made. It is a long time, Lightspeed Dude.
It is.
And it's been a pretty fun time as well. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Noguera. The one and only Greg Noguera of Latin Train. Hello, welcome to the show, Greg. Been a long time. I haven't seen Greg in quite a while, and I used to see him every week because Greg and I are in a band together in Siggy Music, and we can't jam obviously because we're all isolating at home, of course.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who else is also
there,
here?
Greg.
You know who is also here and wants to jump in and jump on board this conversation? I can
We
see
have a
him
guest.
making waves. Yeah. We have a guest.
We have a guest. Yeah, just so you guys know, the laughter
It's
you've
not
been
just
hearing.
us.
Yes, there's somebody else here. Let's introduce him. Let's bring him in. Actually, because speaking of Greg and Siggy Music, this guest is actually, I met him through Siggy Music. There was one fateful night when we were all jamming together.
Faithful night.
One evening. It was a beautiful thing. So I've got a little intro here. Well, I'll read some of it. So our guest today is an actor.
Mysterious laugh. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. A mysterious laugher. Yeah. Okay. He's a musician. He's a composer. He composes music for film and television, and he's also a teacher.
Oh.
And yes, he's from Dartmouth, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. That's how you say it, right? Dartmouth?
Yeah, so. You got it.
Excellent. I said Dartmouth at first, but then I realized that's not correct.
Hey, well, close enough.
Yeah, there you go. What else do I got here? Oh, yeah, there it is. Here we go. He's best known for his role as stylish assassin Alexei in Netflix Dark Horse Comics movie Polar, alongside Mads Mikkelsen, Vanessa Hudgens, and Johnny Knoxville.
Ooh, Vanessa.
Yeah, Vanessa Hudgens, that's right. He's also appeared in various TV shows, including 11/22/63 for Fox, alongside James Franco.
Ooh.
He's been in Murdoch Mysteries, The Detectives, The Baroness Von Sketch Show, Private Eyes, Rookie Blue, and Rain, just to name a few. You'll be seeing him soon in The Silencing, alongside Game of Thrones Nick Coster-Waldau, C for Apple TV with Jason Momoa, and in a lead role in the upcoming horror movie Anything for Jackson.
Jeez.
And yeah, he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's done a lot of stuff. Yeah, so let's just get him in here, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a warm welcome, a warm sit-down welcome to Josh Cruddas.
Hey everyone, how are ya?
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
I was gonna ask you straight off. I was going to ask you, how do you have time to be on the sit down? But then I realized we're in isolation.
Hashtag quarantine life. It's it's all that stuff that you just read makes me sound a lot more impressive than I actually am. I feel like, it's just in quarantine. Everyone's just doing, trying to stay off the streets. You know, that's my life goal. It's just pay the bills somehow from quarantine.
Yeah.
Greg Nagara in the chat says, missed the band, and he also says, busy fella. Yep. Yes,
Hi, Greg.
Yes.
Greg and Scott both are incredible musicians, and I was in awe of them both when we did that jam night. What was it? Must have been like almost 6 months to a year ago. It feels like it was so long ago now. It was cold. I remember it being cold.
It was.
Yeah. And I remember just being...
It's weird. It was quite a long time.
Yeah. I just remember being in awe of you guys. It was a lot of fun.
It was cool. Yeah, we at the time, I guess Siggy was we were playing with a whole bunch of different musicians. Siggy was looking for, at the time, I guess he was looking for a keyboard player, because you came in as a keyboard player, right?
Yeah, I just was like, didn't know it was going to be an audition for the band. I was like, man, I'm not quite up to the same level as you guys were, but I had so much fun. Oh, it was a blast.
No, I think I'd say I think you were definitely up to the level. I thought so. Oh, I remember at the time you were saying, because you compose music, like soundtracks and a lot of stuff. And I remember at the time you mentioned how, when you're composing that kind of stuff, and I guess writing, it's a very you're mostly working on your own.
Yeah.
Whereas I think at the time, this was the first time you had, in a while, that you had actually come into a room full of musicians and had a full-out jam session, right?
It had been probably years, plural, since I had done that, and it was so lovely. Because usually composing life is a lot like the life that I'm currently living right now. Not too much has changed. It's just you're in your studio, and then eventually the musicians get involved very late in the process. But no, it's definitely a bit of a solo effort, that job at times. That's for sure. It was so fun.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a really I enjoyed it. I remember you played a whole bunch of solos. Like, that's what I mean. When you said, "Oh yeah, you're definitely at that level," I remember we jammed and you were just like, that was awesome.
I had a blast. It was a great time. It was a great time. Yeah.
Lightspeed Dude asks, "Were you in Copperhead?"
Oh my God, yes, I was. Hello, Lightspeed Dude. That was my very first movie. I had the time of my life on that movie, and it's one that doesn't get mentioned too much because it was a very American centric film about the Civil War, very kind of slow-moving, slow-burn drama. But I had the time of my life on that movie. We learned how to milk a cow and shear sheep and ride a horse. Oh, it's the best. It was a great time.
Awesome. Well, Lightspeed Dude is in the U.S., so I guess
there you go. Amazing.
There you go. He recognizes you.
Incredible. I didn't have a beard back then either, so it's amazing that he able to recognize Little Orphan Jimmy was the character name. Little Orphan Jimmy.
There you go. That's so cool. Greg Nagara says Josh held his own for sure.
Oh, thank you, Greg. That actually means a lot. You guys are so nice. Just because I'm a guest, I think.
I think so. No kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the show ends and it was like, nah.
You're that guy. He wasn't that guy.
No, you.
It's like off scene.
No, it's good. Like,
Yeah. We're not live anymore, right?
yeah.
yeah. So let's. Okay. So before we get into acting, since we're already talking about music, so you do you compose music for soundtracks, and I know right now you're working on a soundtrack for the HBO Asia original drama Dream Raider.
Wow, that is
Dream
all correct.
Raider.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that. Tell us a bit about that.
I'd love to. It's I'm only allowed to tell as much as there is to tell. It won't get me in trouble. But it's HBO is starting a line of original series for the Asian market in Asia, and so I think they've got Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Singapore, all those places in that vicinity, and they've made this very kind of high concept, large scale drama about. It's about this technology that allows people to enter into dreams, and there's some mysteries that happen that need to be solved, and usually the dream rating technology helps with that. And it's an amazing show. It's very, very it reminds me a lot of ways of Westworld in terms of its scope. It's very, very big scope, great characters, and I'm having a blast on the music. I've been able to kind of go from, a lot of orchestral cinematic stuff. They really like the cinematic sound, which is amazing because that's what I love. And then we go into some synth, futuristic stuff too. So it's a bit of a hybrid. And yeah, I'm having a blast. It's been amazing.
That's exciting.
It's very, very cool. Yeah, it's awesome. So you're composing basically the entire soundtrack for the whole show, or
yeah, it's
wow.
8 episodes. My first TV soundtrack. I've worked with one of the directors and creators of this show actually since we were both in university. He was in university in Los Angeles, and I was in Halifax, and I was at the time looking to get my start in composing, and he was at the time looking for a composer for his thesis film in school, and then we worked together, and that was in 2008 or 2009, I think. And so since then, I've been extremely fortunate to work with him. His name's Simon Hung. He's an incredible director, a very amazing idea visionary guy. He's just and he's a lovely guy too. So I've been able to work with him for over 10 years now, which seems crazy. We've been kind of on a similar path, and now he does 2 movies. I was able to do that, and now he's doing his first giant TV show, and I'm able to do that too. So he's he's crazy talented.
Definitely something
very,
to
very
look forward to after all of this clears up.
Yeah, that's right. 2040, whenever it's all done.
Yeah.
No, whenever it's all later this year.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be out later this year? You think?
I think so. That's the plan. Yeah, I'm cool. They're still working it out.
That's
cool. So watch for that. Dream Raider, HBO Asia original drama series featuring a soundtrack by legendary composer.
I don't even think about it. Nowhere close. I got a lot of stuff to do before that happens.
Well, it's still very exciting. It's very, very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
So, all right, so everybody watch for that. Okay, let's move into acting because, first thing before we get into specific stuff, Greg asks, my stepdaughter just graduated from Toronto Film School. What's your advice for starting an acting career in Toronto?
Well, there you go.
It's a great question. So I actually moved to Toronto from a smaller market from Halifax, where I'm from. And I think that the trajectory is simple. Congrats to your stepdaughter on graduating. That's fantastic. TFS is a great school. I've heard amazing things about that place. I think in terms of the trajectory, it differs for everybody. I was lucky in that I had Copperhead, that movie I want to know his name. Is it
Lightspeed Dude?
Lightspeed Dude. I was going to say Lightspeed Dude. Lightspeed Dude. I love it. So that kind of happened before I moved to Toronto, and then I had that on a demo reel that I was able to kind of pitch to agents and other folks. And at the time, I also had a manager in LA who was kind of helping with that thing as well. But so I got an agent, and then from there, the agent kind of does a lot of the legwork, and she or he submits you for jobs that they think you're good for, and then you audition, and then you kind of hope that one sticks, and then the ball keeps rolling, right? Because it's a strange thing in our world, as you guys are artists as well. It's like there's no real, especially in Canada, there's not like a set of stairs that you can take to reach to another level in your career. It's just kind of like, I've heard the term, there is a ladder, but it's a ladder that's flat on the ground, and you just kind of have to walk and see where it gets you. There's actually there's no real way to get anywhere smoothly or cleanly in this industry. So it's a bit different for everybody, but certainly, I mean, she seems, if she's already been going to TFS, that's a great place to start. She's probably made a lot of contacts there. She's probably got a lot of material for her demo reel that she'll be able to put together, or maybe they already have, and that she can start to submit that to agents. And then, all that comes from there is once it's in the agent's hands, then you start to audition for stuff, and auditioning just becomes the job. It becomes, something you'll do. Sometimes it'll be once or twice a month, or sometimes it'll be, I had 1 week last summer that was, I think I had 8 auditions in 5 days, and it was just like,
wow,
and which is stressful, and it's a lot of memorization. And then it's strange though, sometimes those are the auditions that you're like, you know what, I just don't care anymore. And so 2 of them, they're like, oh, this guy seems like he's too busy for us. We want him. It's a very strange kind of paradox of if you care too much, sometimes it doesn't work out. But it's a very it's everyone's got their own path, I think. But certainly if she's got that material from TFS and she finds a good agent. I love my agent dearly. I've been with her since 2012, I guess, 2013. 2014. So yeah, it's been great. And if you find someone you jive with, that's super important. But yeah, agent is the first step, I'd say, for sure. But it's exciting times.
Very exciting. Yeah, so you'd say a good agent, and then demo footage is definitely important.
Demo footage is super important. I mean, if you want to go into theater, if she's going to Toronto Film School, probably she's leaning towards the film side of things. But theater is a bit of a different beast. You can kind of audition for things without an agent and just getting yourself seen by some rooms. But yeah, starting making those connections and just being kind to people, being a fun person to work with, I think is a huge thing too. Like if people enjoy working with you, then eventually that news will also travel. So yeah, there's lots of different forks in the road, but it's fun.
There you go.
It's an adventure.
Greg says thanks.
Awesome. No problem, Greg. Anytime.
Super Dupe 15Q is in the chat, and he's also an actor as well here in Toronto. He's a man named Michael
sweet.
Chan.
Hey, Michael.
I feel like I know that name. Hi,
We've had him on our show.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, we did have him as a guest, but he's in fact I met him and I did an episode of Mayday together.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you know that.
I do know that.
So
show.
I met him there.
I love this kind of shows.
Yeah, it's like a docudrama type thing about aircraft disasters.
It's so morbid, but every time I have I'm at my grandparents' place, they have more channels than I do, and so I always am I stop. I think it's usually on a more educational channel, and I love those kind of shows. They're so exciting to me. Oh my god,
yeah,
it's terrible, but it's exciting.
Keeps you busy.
Keeps you busy, especially during these times. Exactly.
That's right. Right.
So anyway, hello, good morning, Michael Chan. Check it out. And also he's again in this isolation situation, he's started live streaming gaming as well. So guys, if you want to find him on Twitch, SuperDuke15Q. There you go.
Sick.
Yeah.
What kind of games? I love playing video games, so I'm always into. I'm very bad at them, but I love watching people who are good at playing video games. It's always fun.
Well, Michael's been streaming Borderlands 3, which is a game I've never played, but it looks cool. And I've been playing Brawlhalla and Cuphead lately.
Oh, Cuphead! I hear amazing things about that game.
Yeah, in fact, if you like video games, and especially if you I don't know, when you were younger, you probably played a lot of side scroller type games, those sorts of things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you're into those types of games, Cuphead is, it's so. I can't say enough about how awesome Cuphead is. It's so it's a side scroller, old school side scroller. So if you played Mario or Mega Man or any of those older games, it'd be right up your alley. And it's also everything in the entire game is hand drawn animation.
That's amazing. The art design looks so good.
Yeah, it's like playing a cartoon, and it's and and it's in that style of like the old, I don't know, 30s, or I'm not sure what exactly era, like 40s wartime cartoon. Anyway, it's just fun. It's just a good game.
And how many times have you lost, Scott?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. You can go over and there's like a little fountain in the game that tells you how many times you've died, and I think I'm into like 1,300 deaths.
1,300. Oh, that's how much I would be dying too if I was playing that game.
That's a lot of deaths.
It's it is a lot of deaths.
Very sad.
It's been fun.
You've only been playing for a month too.
It's like how many deaths a day?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hundreds.
I know. Well, I'm right now. I beat the game. Yeah. Well, it's not. But it's it depends. It depends on the level. You know what it is? Because I beat the game once already, and then somebody in the chat challenged me to try and there's an expert mode once you beat the game. There's like a harder level that becomes an option. So now I'm going through again trying to beat it. But like to beat the final boss in the game, it took me 6 hours. So. There's a video. There's a video on the internet of me. There's a 6-hour video on my YouTube channel right now that you can go watch, and it's me playing the same level. And the level, it only takes about 3 minutes to beat it. It's the same level for 6 hours playing it. There you go.
God.
So
such patience.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
I'd be like, I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, during this isolation time, it's like,
you
what
have
better
nothing
time,
else
right?
to do.
Venom7456 says, I bought Cuphead for Switch. It's fun. Yes, it is. Highly recommend. And Lightspeed Dude says, I was there the whole time. That's right, he was. He was there the entire stream.
You're the witness, Lightspeed Dude.
Yeah. He's a really good gamer as well, Lightspeed Dude. He's a really good gamer.
Cool.
Very, very fun. Okay, you know what? We haven't talked specifically about Polar. So why don't you tell us a little bit about
what is Polar?
You play the role of Alexei in Polar, which is currently out on Netflix.
It is.
So
it is.
Tell us about.
Tell us more. Yeah, well, as you can see, very embarrassingly, they sent me a giant poster from. I can't move my thing, and so my publicist had asked for a small, because they made like character posters of like everyone's characters. So I was like, oh my god, like it'd be so cool. So she asked them to send us one of those. I think you could only get them in Japan or something. And I think the communication got kind of just lost, and then they sent me this like movie theater poster, which honestly it's a beautiful poster. Mads is just a very good looking guy, and he's got his nice eye patch, so it's great. Could be worse.
Eye patch, that's
but,
right.
I've
got the photo here. I'm gonna throw it up as you're talking, but keep going. Yeah. Sure.
Polar is a very exciting action movie about an assassin who's hoping to retire, played by the incredible Mads Mikkelsen. He's so good in this movie. And so he's hoping to retire, and he's like gonna do one last job. He's like, you know what, I'm done. Life is over for me. And then the company he works for, which is also the company that my character Alexei works for, isn't so keen on him retiring and taking all these, secrets of the trade with him into retirement, and they also just don't want to pay him his severance pay, which I think is supposed to be like $15 million or something like that. So they try their darndest to stop him from retiring by stop him from living. They try to kill him, basically. So it's and my job is part of a team called the A-Team of Assassins, as they're called in the movies. There's 5 of us, and we are tasked with stopping him at all costs, and basically, assassinating the assassin. So it's it was an absolute blast to shoot. Vanessa plays this very mysterious character who kind of shows up halfway through the movie and connects with Mads in their own kind of story. And so it's a great movie. Jonas Ackerlund directed it. He's incredible visionary guy, musical video director for the most part. That's where he started. He's done like every iconic video, from Beyonce's Lemonade album to Lady Gaga and Beyonce, or Telephone, like all these paparazzi, like all these. And then I think he's done like rock bands, like big giant rock band videos. He's just like incredibly talented visually, and he kind of brought that visual style to Polar, and it's a very unique looking film. Very fast paced, as Scott was saying. Scott watched it the other night, and it was a blast to shoot. and certainly lots of blasting happens in the movie. A lot of explosion, a lot of guns.
At least a couple guns in that movie, maybe one or two.
Yeah, one or two.
So it's a quarantine recommended movie.
Definitely, if you're into,
I recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're into a very fast-paced action movie and you're not too queasy about the kind of action you're about to see, then yeah, go for it. There's definitely some stuff in there where you're like, oh god,
You've
so
been
definitely
warned.
an R-rated movie, but no, it's lots of fun.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I didn't know what to expect going into it because but what I noticed is you can see the artistic style right off the top, like even from the opening title screen, like because I started the movie and then I remember as I was starting it, I was just kind of like looking at my phone for a second, and then like even when the title pops up, it kind of made me jump. I was like, oh, okay, we're in this. Okay, this is kicking off right away. Here we go.
Yeah.
So it's quite fun. So how much are you like Alexei in real life, would you say?
Hopefully not too much. He has much better style than I have, that's for sure. The costume design for this movie, Susie Coulthard was the costume designer, and she's absolutely incredible. And she made these costumes that were unbelievable. They had this like Adidas design, like just like every character is iconic in their own way, and so that is a huge thing. He's very stylish. But I hope to not be like too much like him. I think that obviously every character you play, it's your face, so obviously they're going to be you're going to be a bit similar. But yeah, certainly he's. I think Alexei's probably a little less. He's a little more quiet than I am. Probably he speaks in a bit of a voice like this, and it's not really my voice. But certainly there are things. I get to have a bit of fun. There's a couple moments where there's like some of me comes through, some like funny stuff comes through, which I had a lot of fun with doing. But yeah, he's quite the. He's a very talented assassin, that's for sure. And sometimes he does his job well. Sometimes he doesn't really care too much about it, but it's good. It's a lot of fun.
Very cool. Yeah, the movie itself looks really cool. Like you were saying, every character. I had a picture of you with a couple of your other fellow assassins go up for a moment, and so everybody in the A team has a very distinct look. And I guess because it was based on a graphic novel, right? So I guess that's why. So it's a very stylistic looking type thing.
Yeah, it's based on a graphic novel, also called Polar by Victor Santos, and he's the graphic novel was there's no words in it. It's a very it's just all action, all illustrations, and it's amazing. So I think there was a bit of that in the film too, where there's a lot of stuff that just happens without too much talking, and Mads' character as Duncan Visla doesn't talk very much at all, and so it's a cool choice that they made to be able to kind of continue that and keep that part of the character alive from the book.
That's so interesting.
Awesome.
I've never seen a book with no words.
I know. Even like kids' books usually have 3 or 4 words, but this one, man. Wow. Yeah, it's very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was. There was no words in the actual graphic novel. That's something I didn't know. But
how did they come up with the names then?
I know. I think that's a good question. I think on the back of the book it says Duncan's name, and then. But yeah, that's a good question. I think our characters, they were given some license in the movie to pick the names.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool. Hi, Dark Side. Welcome to the show. When am I gonna? Next tournament is tomorrow.
Welcome
but thank
to
you
the
for stopping.
Dark
Today
Side.
Today we are interviewing. Today we're interviewing Josh Cruddas, actor and composer. Oh, Lightspeed Dude has a question for you. Josh, do you compose digitally? And if so, what do you use?
Great question. I compose digitally, especially right now because there's no other choice, sadly. But yeah, I use Cubase and Pro Tools for my setup, and then I have a lot of software instruments that I've been able to find over the years. A lot of East-West stuff, a lot of Contact, some massive synths and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of different stuff you accumulate by doing jobs where I need a harp that sounds like a cat, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna find that and buy a harp that sounds like a cat, and now you've got that for the rest of your career. So yeah, it's a very I love working with musicians when I can, as that's why I was so stoked to play with Scott and Greg that night. But yeah, I've done a few movies where the budget and the time and everything has worked out, where I've been able to hire some incredible musicians to work as soloists or in a section. And that's honestly so emotional when that happens, because you're usually, you're in your studio working for 10 hours a day for a month or two or more, and then you have all these things in your head, and then you hear them in the computer, and you're like, oh, that sounds nice, and then you give it to a cellist or a violin section, and you just stand there and you get emotional, because it's incredible what actual live human beings can do versus a computer. So it's always amazing when you've got some talented people, and I always love hiring my friends too. Like I know so many amazing musicians, and so when the budget allows, I'm able to say, hey, like let's work together on this, and then they wow me more than I ever could have imagined they would, and we've got some amazing stuff. So it's I love doing it for real, but right now it's a lot of digital stuff, that's for sure.
Awesome.
For sure.
There you go. Thank you for the question there, Lightspeed.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's a great question. Regina, did you play?
We'll be right back. Oh,
no.
Sorry, what were you saying?
He asked if I played an instrument. I grew up playing piano, but that was like every other Filipino child playing the piano. And I didn't really carry on with that. And then in grade 7, I played the flute because we had to pick an instrument.
Love it.
I enjoyed that one, but then I had to return it, obviously, at the end of the school year, and I never picked it up again. But no, that's awesome.
So sad. Still cool, though. I wish I could play the flute. It's amazing.
It was fun, actually. If I could do it again, I probably would, but not right now.
One day.
Eventually.
So, hi, Darkside in the chat. Says it's good and fun, but no words, which is weird. I guess he was referring to the graphic novel. And then he says, Scott, he has a secret to tell me. Okay, well, I don't know if you can tell me in the chat if you want, Darkside. Go ahead and tell it. I don't know what it is, but go right ahead.
Here we go.
Raccoons 1. Yep. Hello, Raccoons 1. Welcome to the show. Raccoons 1 is in Ireland, actually.
Oh, wow.
Oh, amazing.
Thank you for tuning
God,
in.
I'm so jealous. I was there last year, and it is the most incredible place on earth. I have never felt more at home anywhere. I absolutely love Ireland. It's because I'm a ginger, obviously.
There you go. Well, welcome to the show there, Raccoons 1. And Lightspeed Dude says, I'm a guitar, violin, and drums guy myself. That's
sick.
Wow.
Nice.
He's looking for a job. No kidding.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I tell him, well, I guess he can hear me, but I'm very jealous of anyone who can play the guitar. I wish I could. Scott knows this. Scott's incredible too. Like I just want it to be easy, right? You think I've played piano for 20 years almost, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I'll learn guitar now, and I have so little patience because I just want to be able to play it so badly, and then I get so frustrated when I realize, oh, it's extremely difficult. So yeah, congrats to you for being able to play the guitar. It's very cool.
I remember my friend tried to teach me, and my fingers just wouldn't bend in the way that it's supposed to, and I was like, forget it.
Like, I'm out. Screw that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, hey, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's it. That's great.
All right, we should do our break. We should do the ad break. We're about at that point.
Sounds good.
And then we're gonna come back with more. We're gonna come back with more with Josh Cruddas. Oh, Darkside says he is not Sky. Not Sky is somebody who's been participating in the tournaments very much from the beginning. Darkside, that's so cool. Hi-lo. Welcome to the chat. Now we know who you are. Now I know who you are there, Darkside. Incredible. Okay, let's quickly do the ads, and then we're gonna come back with more with Josh Cruddas. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. This show would not be possible without some very, very important people, guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Regine, do you know who I'm talking about here?
Yes, I do. But do they?
I'm talking, of course, about some very amazing advertisers. They make the show possible.
Mm-hmm.
So let's find out who they are, everybody. Hey, Regine.
Yes, Scott.
Do you want to find out what your home is really worth?
I would like to, actually, now that we're in isolation.
There you go. Are you buying or selling a home?
I could be. You never know.
You could be. Well, in that case, Jennifer C. realtor at Home Life Culture Link, is here to help. Call or text Jennifer today at 647-403-8887. Don't deal with just anyone. Speak to a professional. Jennifer C. at Home Life Culture Link. To see her current listings, visit homelifeculturelink.com. There you go. Thank you, Jennifer C. And it was brought to you by The Mortgage Godfather, who's here to give you advice with any mortgage needs you may have. And he will shop to find you the best mortgage. Nino Saimeka, mortgage agent. He'll give you an offer you can't refuse. He'll give you an offer you can't refuse, everybody. Find out more at mortgagegodfather.ca or call 905-604-6955. Jewelry Forever, conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, and they change watch batteries, all done on site. There's Jerry there creating some beautiful custom jewelry. He's really an artist. They have an amazing selection of items. You're bound to find something special for the special person on your list. And Regine, we have a special deal worked out with them, don't we?
Yes, we do. If you tell them that Scott and Regine sent you, you will get 15% off your entire purchase. That's 15.
That's right. 15%. Get on in there. And once, obviously, the stores are kind of all closed at the moment. But when things are open, you get on in there. Tell them Scott and Regine sent you, and you will get 15% off. Incredible deal. And, of course, Regine, if people want to get involved and advertise on the show, what can they do?
It's simple. All you guys have to do is email us at radioshowad. That's radioshowad@gmail.com.
That's right. It's a great way to get in touch with a brand new potential client base. Obviously, we do the show live every week, which means the ads are personal week to week. So if you've got a sale or an event coming up and you want to let people know, we can let your clients know in real time. It's an incredible, incredible opportunity. So get in touch at radioshowad@gmail.com. And we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with Josh Cruddas. Hello, Amirhan61. I'm watching on D-Live. Welcome. We are here on the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, interviewing actor and music composer Josh Cruddas. Hello. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Darkside says, can I be in the Sit Down but in the chat? You're in it right now there, Darkside. You are on the Sit Down and you're in the chat.
Welcome to the
You've done
Sit
it.
Down.
You are the guest.
There you go.
You're in. Mortgage Godfather, Garbage Artwork says, Mortgage Godfather sounds like a cool movie. You're right. You're right about that.
Honestly.
It does. And he's also an excellent mortgage agent as well.
Yeah.
Great movie. He'll make you an offer you can't refuse. There you go.
That's great.
There you go. So once again, we're back with Josh. Another cool role that you've recently played is the Mad Hatter.
Yes.
Ooh.
The crazy.
Tell us a bit about
Hatter. that. Those friends of mine who've known me for years have always been like, you know what? There's two roles you need to play. You need to play Vincent Van Gogh because you look like him, and then you also have to play the Mad Hatter because you're crazy. And I was like, well, that's rude, but honestly, true. They finally got their wish on my scheming friends. Yeah, I played the Mad Hatter in an amazing family show for Apple TV called Ghost Rider. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Ghost Rider, but it was around in like the late 80s, early 90s. It was this show, and it was I think where Samuel L. Jackson got one of his first roles. I think he was on that show as well. Maybe it wasn't one of his first roles, but he was on the show, and I remember being like shocked. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, so Apple rebooted this show, and it kind of reimagined it. The whole thing is much more about books now, and it's a lovely, lovely show. The four lead actors are kids or the teens now, and they're amazing. They're so good. There's actually another Canadian actor who's one of the leads. Hannah Levinson is her name, and she's an absolute star. So I got to play the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland, and the costume was incredible. Kirsten Sombrak made this amazing purple velvet suit with like 2 hats stacked on top of each other. And I just got to like run around and chew up scenery and use funny voices. I think there's one scene I used like 5 different accents. It was amazing. The director, his name's Luke Matheny. I'll work with him for the rest of my life if I can. He's just this such an amazing presence to have on set. He's so open and just like wants everyone to have fun, and he was under a lot of pressure to make this show come in on time and on budget, but he just absolutely killed it, and I had a blast, and I was able to just be crazy for like a month and just run around and say silly words and be a little snarky to all the other characters. The Queen of Hearts was there. It's just an absolute blast. And I think it's free. It is. I shouldn't say I think it is. It's free to watch right now on Apple TV because they're about to release, I think, some more episodes soon. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but they're going to release. Yeah, surprise! You heard it from me, not from me. I'll get sued. No, they're releasing some more episodes, I think, and so they're right now. You can watch the show for free, the first season of it for free, and I'm in the first 2 episodes on Apple TV. Apple TV Plus. It's very fun.
So how do you speak with 5 different accents at the same time?
Oh, thank God there wasn't at the same time because I'm not that good. No way. No, there's basically I think one line I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go south, and on this line talk like this, and then the next one I'm gonna be, well, what are we doing? Why are we talking like this instead? Like just no rhyme, no reason to it. But I was like, you know what? He's crazy. I think the legend of the Mad Hatter is that he was lead poisoned or something like that, or he was with the lead paint that he was using to make these hats, or something to do with the hats that he would create. Kind of turned him a little bit cuckoo, and a very sad story. And really, if you're really breaking it down, but for our purposes, he was just mad. So I was able to just use as many crazy voices in one scene as I could, and much to Luke's credit, he didn't tell me to stop. So that's how that happened. Yeah, it's great.
Very cool. So it's out now on Apple TV, and as you were talking about your costume, I had a picture of it go up here. It looks awesome. Great. I'll show the audience again. Look at that, and you got those. What is it called when your beard is shaved like that? Is those mutton chops? Is that what those are?
Mutton chops. Yes. So we filmed this before and after Christmas, and so I was mutton chopped for a long time, and I had the pleasure of not telling my family when I went home for Christmas. So they knew I was doing the Mad Hatter, but they didn't quite know the extent of how much my face had changed. I couldn't get a haircut, couldn't do anything. I had to let the beard grow as long as I could, and then they just cut this like ridiculous shape in it, as you can see. And so all of my, I disembark off the plane to go home to Halifax. My family's like in the airport. I say, hey, here he is. And I walk in and I look like, a character out of off a cereal box or something. And then they're like, their faces just go, oh, it's priceless. And then all of our Christmas photos that year, I look like some, ridiculous cartoon character wearing street clothes. Like, what is going on with this strange guy? But yeah, I had to wear mutton chops. Would not recommend, but for the part, it had to happen. So it was great.
You wore them well. They look cool.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wouldn't have traded it for the world, though. It's such a fun job.
So check it out on Apple TV right now.
That's right.
Right at this very moment.
That's right.
Turn this off. No.
Well, it's on Apple TV, but obviously don't leave yet. Go watch it after the show.
Come on,
after the show, everybody. Come on, get it together.
Get out of here.
Okay. I'm not sure how to say it. K-Mick or KMC. Can you ask Josh what it was like to work with Jason Patric? They're my 2 favorite actors, and it's so cool they were together in Copperhead.
Ooh.
So
got a fan base going on.
I'm pretty sure is one of my best friends in the world who's tuned in, and because not too many people know that Jason Patric was originally in Copperhead, and then he left the production due to creative differences with the director. But yeah, I love Jason. I see him when I get to go down to Los Angeles. He's one of the most talented actors I've ever seen in my life. He's so great. And yeah, he's fantastic. I love him dearly. We've been friends ever since that first bit when he was on Copperhead, and then yeah, he left the job, but the man who replaced him is also a very dear friend of mine now, named Billy Campbell, and who I was able to do Cardinal with after the whole thing. Yeah, after years later, I guess 5-6 years later. And so yeah, they both are great guys. And Keelan, who I'm like, guarantee you this is who this is. Keelan's an incredible artist himself. He's a dancer, and he's living in Estonia right now. And I just say to him, please stay on the other side of the pond. I never want to see his face. I'm kidding. I love him to death. I hope he's still listening so he can hear that part. No, I love him. I'm glad he's
there you
tuned
go.
in.
Oh, and you also mentioned you played, or that you should play Vincent Van Gogh, and I think that also came to pass as well, did it not?
It did, yeah, very recently. I was, again, my friends have just been like, this is the only role you're good for. No, they don't say that. But I was able to play it on a very funny show called Future Man on Hulu. And there was actually the season just came out, I think the 1st of April or 15th of April, I can't remember. But I got to play Van Gogh amongst a bunch of other celebrities who passed before their due time. And so we had Richie Valens, we had James Dean, Marilyn Monroe, all these people played by some amazing actors, a lot of them Canadian, some great folks. And so I got to pop up as a very insecure Vincent Van Gogh, which was a lot of fun. It's a great time, and so I do see the resemblance. I was going to chop the ear off for the role, and then my agent was like, you know what, you might have another job after this one, so don't do it. And I was like, that's probably true. Probably a good plan. But yeah, it was lots of fun.
That's so cool.
Very, very cool. So, and you just said Future Man's just out as well, yeah? It's on
Hulu. I have no sweet clue how to get it in Canada, but I know it's on Hulu in the States. You can check it out there. I'm only in a couple seconds of it, but it was a lot of fun to pop up. Yeah, it was a great time.
So besides those two characters, who would you play if you could?
If I could, oh man, that's a question I literally ask myself every day, because the life of an actor, as some of you will probably know, is that sometimes you're like, you know what, it's been great, and then you just think, what if I never work again? What if this is my last job? Maybe that's just me. I feel like other actors probably have a little more confidence in their own abilities. So I'm like, you know what? It's been fun. I don't think they'll ever work again. But I often, if I had the choice, I would love to play a character like, I get a lot of comedy, and I love doing a lot of comedy, and I also get a lot of like horrible villains, and so part of me just wants to play like some guy in the middle, right? Like for someone who has a kind heart would be nice. I haven't played one of those big parts probably since Copperhead. That was the last time I played someone who's like just a guy you want to root for. So that would be great. I often thought about playing like the challenge of playing kind of a single father. I think would be a really cool part to play. Like I think it's I have an enormous respect for single parents, and a lot of crazy amount of respect for what they are able to do and how they're able to raise kids and stuff like that. And so that is a big probably a big part that I would love to play one day, and just to explore and learn about. But certainly I'm very grateful for everything I get to do, and I'm lucky that I get to go all over the place to villains and comedy and anywhere in between. So yeah, it's great.
That's awesome. Scott, who would you play?
Very cool.
Yeah, who would you guys play? Both of you.
I want to know. Who would I want to play?
Yeah.
What kind of character would I want to play? I would love to be in an action movie. That would be fun. You know, running around, you know, dodging some explosions.
That's right. What about you, Regine?
That could be fun.
Who'd you play?
I don't act.
Well, if you did.
But who would you?
What?
I would love to be a Disney princess.
Oh my God, yes.
Can I be Moana or like?
How far I'll go?
Moana.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, they're doing all of these not real life.
Live action,
live action Disney princesses.
Yeah.
So I mean, sign me up.
That's right. Honestly.
Find me an agent. Okay.
That's right. All right, you're on the job. Imagine that would be amazing. Yeah, I would also love to play a Disney princess, but unfortunately, the beard keeps me from doing that. It's too bad.
There's makeup for that.
Don't count yourself out there.
Don't limit yourself.
That's right. Anything's possible. No, it's amazing what they're doing.
You could do a live action for Brave.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll play. I've heard Merida could be great. Just keep the hair growing.
There you go.
The beard.
She has like 2 brothers and a dad. You can even play one of them. There you go.
Merida is an iconic character. She's much braver than I am. Hence the title of her movie, I guess.
Let's talk about Anything for Jackson. That's another one that's coming, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot coming up.
I've been very, very fortunate lately.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes, some days you're like, oh, am I still gonna have a house? And some days you're like, you know what, it's doing all right. But yeah, Anything for Jackson was an absolute blast. It's a horror film that kind of is more than a horror film though. There's the 2 main characters are incredible. They're played by Sheila McCarthy and Julian Richings, both of whom are just iconic Canadian actors. And it's at its heart, it's the story of their grief, and it's a very beautiful portrait of their grief and when grief kind of forces people to go too far and what happens on that journey. And so I think it's going to be quite a cool film. I get to play a character who I don't want to say too much, but they meet him as they're trying to do something pretty crazy. They are trying to put the soul of their grandson, who unfortunately passed away in a car crash, into an unborn child. So they've been basically dealing with this grief for like years. Yeah, it's crazy, right? And so they kind of go off the edge in terms of their desperation for the grief, and there's a lot of guilt too, that the reason why he has passed away. And so they've basically come to this conclusion that they're going to try this thing out, and because they've been reading about it. And they meet a character who's played by me, who kind of aids them in their quest to do this, and that's all I'm going to say, because there's some crazy stuff that happens. I don't know what it's incredibly original. The director and the writer, Justin and Keith, and Keith Cooper are fantastic guys, and they've been wanting to make this movie for so long, and so it's been so personal to them, and it's so and they're so passionate about it, and it's like exactly the kind of people I would want to work with for the rest of my days. They're so great, they're so cool, but they're also very generous, both of them. And Justin is got such a clear idea of what he wants for the movie, and Keith's ideas are incredible. So I say to them I'd work with them till I'm in diapers, because they're absolutely great. And I think it'll be fun. It's supposed to be coming out October. I think Super Channel Fuse is doing it as an original, but then I think it's also going to be out, hopefully, maybe some festivals, and then it'll be out in the States in some way as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anything for Jackson.
Anything for Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's true. I have one of my best friends is named Jackson.
Oh, there you go.
So I get to say, I would do anything for Jackson. Yeah. It's great. It's great.
Cool. So speaking of films and all this and this whole industry, I mean, a lot of things have changed obviously in the last month. So how have you found? I mean, like, I know I was actually just before this all started, I had a small part in a film, and then I got an email. So I gotten my stuff shot, but then I got an email. The whole cast crew, the entire production, just all shut down, and I know that's happening. Yeah. I know a lot of my other actor buddies are. Things have just nobody can go anywhere. So how have you found? Has it been big difference for you in the last month, I guess?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna ask you guys the same question, but it's been interesting. We were very lucky. We wrapped production on Jackson on March 12th, and then March 13th, everything shut down. So that was like the Friday that everything just like stopped. So we had our last day of shooting, and we got it done, and then. Yeah, then all heck broke loose. I was on a TV show called C for Apple, and they are in the middle of shooting their second season right now. And like you, Scott, I'd finished my work on the show as far as I know. But then, that day, March 12th, got an email, and that.
Oh, he's frozen.
He froze. He's frozen. But he was in the middle of saying let's see, we'll be able to get him back? I hope we can get him back.
March
12th. He was saying it. He was saying he was in the middle of something, and then he let's see if we can get him back. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, obviously things have changed. Let me try to get him back.
What happened?
Yep, he's just a frozen. He's a frozen image. Let me see if we can add him. Let's see if we can get him back in here.
Gotta love technology. And a live show.
Love technology. It's a live show, everybody. Hang on, let me see if we can get him back.
He's
I
so
think he's still
passionate
technically
about
in
it
the call.
too. He is. He's just frozen.
I wonder if maybe his internet went down or something.
I don't know.
Hang on, let me see.
Oh,
Let's
he's
try to
gone.
get him back. Well, no,
Hi, everybody.
We're getting him back, everybody. We're getting him back. Hang on a second. Oh wait, what am I doing?
There he is.
Hello.
Oh, we got him back.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. My iPad just decided, you know what? I've had enough. Shut down and restarted. I don't know why. Much, John. What was I in the middle? I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, you were saying you had just finished your shooting, and then you got the email.
Yeah.
And then it was
and frozen, like the Disney movie.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Just that happened, but now, I've been working on this TV show, The Dream Raider, which has been very grateful to have something to do. And I teach acting and music as well, which is one of my favorite things in the world to do. And so that's been very strange, kind of going from, teaching every week and seeing all my students. And we had to cancel a production of Peter Pan, and we had to cancel a few things. And so I feel for them big time, and I've been able to keep coaching a few of my students. But it's been strange. It's been very strange. I don't know, completely grateful for my health though at this point. Like, I'm just waking up every morning counting my blessings. Like, it's just the news that you hear and the lives that have been just kind of changed by this craziness it's unfathomable. So I'm just been waking up every day trying to be grateful for what I have and hope that we all get through it soon. How are you guys been holding out? What's been your experience?
Well, I mean, the weird part for me, I mean, I guess I'm kind of in the same situation as you in a lot of ways, in that I can do work from home as well. So because of that, it's like, for obviously, like, I'm not being sent out for auditions anymore. And then there was a stretch where it took a long time for me to adapt to, like, not being able to go anywhere. But the strange part now is I've kind of settled into this a little bit. Like, I've gotten used to. Yeah, like I just, it's weird. Like, we go for a walk usually every day, and you're just avoiding people. And that's kind of the only other people you see from a distance, and then you kind of just come home and yeah, exactly. It's and what else? I don't know. We order our groceries, so we just go pick them up, and they bring it out to the car, and then we wipe everything down and leave it by the door and throw out all packaging. It's just I don't know. It's crazy. So strange.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a different thing. What about you, Regine?
Well, I'm not working, so that, like, I'm not working from home, so that to me is a big change. You guys know, Josh, now you know. I'm always busy. I'm always on the go. I'm always at different events. So for me to have to be on pause at the moment is really weird for me. And then I have the Galaxy International pageant that was supposed to be in July, which is now postponed to October. So now a lot of my scheduling is changing, but it does give me a time to focus on myself, focus on what I want to do, and really prep for the pageant because it's going to happen eventually. So I can't isolate snack all the time.
Or can you? Because I have been doing it, and it's great.
I was for a little bit, and then I was like, oh wait, I have a pageant coming up. So after we had our last guest on last week, he's a fitness personal trainer.
Nice.
Shout out to Buff Boy. So I was like, you know what? I need to get back on that. I need to start working out again. So.
I know. It's no. You guys are killing it. I feel like it's the same thing. I don't know if you're feeling this too, Scott, but like actors, it's hard having a routine sometimes. Like that's been the most crazy thing. Like usually, like you, Regine, I'm always somewhere else. If I'm sometimes I'm not even in the same city. I'm in a hotel. So my life is all in a suitcase sometimes, and then being in my house for almost, it's over a month now. It's been unprecedented. Like it's just, I've had this routine where I'm like, I'm going out to my backyard, I'm kicking a soccer ball, I'm working out like on a regular schedule. It's like a very strange.
Like, what is this?
Yeah, it's a very strange life, but I'm very, I'll take that over some of what other people are having to go through any day of the week. So it's been
for sure.
Yeah, it's been crazy though. It's been crazy.
I'm like, for me, it's harder because, not hard, but it's weird for me because I'm that type of person that loves to go all out on her birthday. And my birthday's in 2 weeks, and I can't go all out for my birthday. So that's another adjustment.
Oh, man. Well, have a Zoom party.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say,
yeah. Zoom party. Everyone's doing it.
Yep. I'll come to your Zoom birthday there, Regine.
You're all invited.
Thanks. That'd be great.
Great.
Wear a party hat.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Raccoons One says, I haven't been able to leave my house in over a month. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, wow.
Crazy, right?
Yep. It's tough. It's definitely, and it depending on where you are in the world also, and also obviously how each individual person's health is, it also impacts it, right? Like if for people who do have like say compromised immune systems, it's they got to be much more vigilant, right, about going outside and all that stuff. So it's what a time to be going, you guys. It's nuts. KMC says, glad you're back, Josh. I guess that was because when you were gone for a second.
I left. Thank
He's
God.
like, I'm done with this.
So as soon as Keelan hopped on the chat, I'm out.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm out. That's great. That's great.
So as we're talking a bit about quarantine, and we're all watching obviously a lot more TV. You watch anything new and cool that you'd want to recommend to people?
Well, it's a very strange thing. This is probably TMI, but I had a concussion a few months ago, and so I've been in front of the screen to work a lot, and so I've been trying to when I'm not working, not watch too much on the TV because sometimes it does. But I have been watching this very strange show called Tiger King. My roommate and I we were talking about it earlier. We watched it, and man, I don't know what to feel about it. It's one of those weird things. You're like, I feel like everyone in this show, you can't root for anyone. Like, and even the directors, like the people who made the show. I'm like,
crazy.
What are you? Yeah. It's like the directors were like bringing people into the show under false pretenses, and then they're editing it in a way which obviously is very sensational, very entertaining. Obviously, I tuned in, I watched the whole thing, but it's very, the way that it's been framed, and you're like, I don't know, who do these people is the protagonist?
There's always a new person every few minutes.
Yeah. I feel bad for the people. I feel bad for the tigers, and I feel bad for the women who've been like emotionally and manipulated by seemingly every person in this entire show. That's my main. Yeah.
Not just
like
the women.
I root for
There's
those
a few
ladies.
men there too. Okay.
It's true. Oh yeah, it's true. They have also.
Everyone involved. It's just.
Well, the women have been manipulated by the men, but there's also men who have also been manipulated by men as well. Like everyone has just been like the men are the bad. The maybe that's the moral of the show. Men are bad.
There you go.
That's the thing. But I feel bad, and the tigers. I feel bad. Well, the tigers.
I just couldn't believe it's that these are real people. Like you would think if somebody wrote this show as a movie, and these are all the characters you bring in, like I feel like they'd be like, no, sorry. Like you gotta tone some of these guys. This is not
Tone it
believable
down.
at all. Like these are not
It's
real
true.
people.
I know.
But they
I know.
are.
It's priceless.
Would you guys play Tiger King if you could? If you became if
God.
there was a movie that came out?
100%. I would be.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
one of
like
those
it would be
actors
so
just,
fun.
like calling my manager, being like, "Who else is on this list?" It's just obviously everyone. I have no shot in heck, but no, it's yeah. You're right. The characters, they're too. Yeah, you're right. If there was a pitch meeting for a pilot, you'd be like, "No, there's no way. This is too crazy. No one's gonna believe any of these people." But then you do. You got these real people. It's incredible. Yeah.
There you go.
man.
Hey,
what
all
about you
cool
guys?
cats
Have you
and
been watching
kittens.
anything? Yeah. Cool cats and kittens.
You know what I watched just last night?
Polar?
They,
No,
I guess
kidding.
again, it's well, yeah, actually, I did watch Polar. I did watch Polar. Polar, highly recommend. Definitely watch Polar. But you know what I watched? They on YouTube they just released. In fact, I think it's only available for a couple more hours. They had the 25th anniversary stage show of Phantom of the Opera.
Oh,
They
yeah.
put that
That's why
out
you
on
were singing
YouTube.
it.
Yeah,
Sleep
yeah,
came to me.
yeah. It was. It's my second favorite musical. So.
Second. What's your first?
Yeah, Les Miserables.
Oh, incredible. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. That's yeah. In fact, I was supposed to go see Les Mis. It's supposed to come to Toronto, I think, in July.
Yeah.
But it's obviously been postponed because of
It's too bad.
all this stuff. So, but yeah. So last night, that's what I watched. And if you want to watch it, it's on YouTube. Like I said, I think it was kind of as a fundraiser and
Not
part of the
now.
self-isolation thing. So you could donate as well as watch the show. So,
Cool.
but it's really, really like the singing was so. I think it's maybe the best singers I've seen do it. And then because
sweet.
it's the 25th anniversary, at the end they bring out like all of the former cast members
Colm
and they
there?
do like a little singing.
Colm Wilkinson?
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's there. Amazing.
Colm was there. Michael Crawford was there. Sarah Brightman. Anyway,
Oh,
really
classic.
good. Really good.
Amazing.
So that's what I watched yesterday. And what else have I been watching? I mean, I did watch Tiger King. Regine, you were mentioning you watched The Circle. What's that one about?
It's like a social media competition where you are in the social media people yourself. So you're influencers. You're portraying a kind of like you're portraying a character. So whether you want to be a catfish or you want to be yourself, it's the most popular winner or popular person amongst the 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever amount is the winner. So at first, I know
see.
some viewers heard me, but I was giving them a little bit of slack because I was like, no, I can't watch this. It's too whatever for me. I finished the US one, and then I'm like, you know what? Let's watch Brazil. So I watched the Brazil one, and I'm now almost done the France. So
There we go.
and they're casting for season 2, but they don't take Canadians. So unfortunately.
Sucks.
I was like, I want to go on. I'm like, if I were to go, would I want to catfish? Would I want to be myself?
Yeah.
What kind of character would you play? So,
Possibilities are endless.
well, so one thing is like it's always like the pretty girls that go first because they think they're a catfish. So I was like, one girl in Brazil, she's like, oh, I miss whatever. I'm like, okay, well then I'm not gonna say I miss whatever, and I'm
Keep
not
that
gonna,
under wraps for sure.
I'm not gonna say I model. I'm not gonna do this.
No,
It's really
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. That would be
I've never
like
seen
an
any of
acting
them.
exercise.
You should watch it, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I should.
I'm intrigued now,
So I don't
too.
even think
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, even as you're explaining it, I don't think I fully understand how it works. I guess I'll have to see it.
I didn't really explain it very well.
No, I get it. It's like scene study. It's like an acting class. You're like, all right, who am I going to play
be?
today?
Yeah, but it's funny when you
Yeah.
get like a catfish hitting on a cat, or a
Right.
catfish hitting on someone, and they think they're actually like a man, but they're a woman, or they're a woman, but they're a man, and you're
That's
kind of like,
comedy.
it's very entertaining. And the kid's being
Cool.
strategic and who's not. So I started watching that. But I watch a lot of, so I love going to concerts, being able to see like all the at-home performances from different artists
yeah.
is definitely something I've been watching. They had a Disney sing-along the other day.
I saw that.
I
yeah.
had that on.
Amazing. Yeah, I saw.
So,
Josh Gad and Luke Evans do guest on. I was like,
it was so
these
good.
guys are so talented, man. They're so talented. Everyone's so talented. It's so cool.
Yeah. The Ariana
So
Grande
cool.
one was really
Oh,
good.
she's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
So-
And Vanessa did it too. Vanessa, she
They
did part of
all-
High School Musical,
Yep.
which is great. Yeah.
They were all in it together.
On this, as they do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's
As we
so
all
much. I guess. Well, again, everybody's adjusting to this situation. So there's like suddenly a ton of stuff coming out to watch.
Yeah.
But then also we're also discovering shows that I think, again, like say Tiger King, maybe we never would have watched or even heard
Probably
of
not.
because like
Yeah.
everybody's kind of just okay. I've watched everything that I would watch.
Now
What else we
do,
got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't
mean,
know if any of you
ended
watch. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please.
Mine's really quick. Don't worry. Like, I'm an anti-Star Wars person, and I ended up watching Star Wars.
I'm out of this call. I'm out of You watch Star Wars. You turn to the dark side.
I guess, but I've only watched one episode. So, I mean...
Episode. I love that you call them episodes, too. Because that's technically what they are.
I have no choice. Scott's going to be
That's
like,
what
no.
they Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You
she had never seen any Star Wars, and then for the first time she finally saw the first one, episode 4. And
gotcha.
but she wasn't that you weren't that blown away by it. But I will say of all the films, even though that one's obviously the classic.
Josh is like,
It's-
what?
Yeah, but I will say of all the films, it's definitely the only one that feels a little bit, I guess,
Dated.
like dated. Like it doesn't have the
Yeah.
same pacing as
Right.
even like Empire, right?
Yeah.
It's just got a bit more of that 70s pace, so I can understand why. Oh, somebody KMC says, can you talk about your complicated relationship with cashews and by extension every single type of nut ever?
What?
Again, this is my buddy Keelan. Basically, long story short, I'm allergic to cashews, and I use that as an excuse to not eat other nuts that I think I won't like. So I'll be like, like I'm allergic to cashews, but like I don't think I'll like this other nut, so I think I'm allergic to them too. And it's a very good excuse because then I can just, people are like, well, he will die if he eats a cashew, so I'm not going to force him to eat this almond in case, he's telling the truth. But yeah, it's I should eat more nuts. They're very good for me, but I don't. It's not the truth.
But I mean, if you are allergic, then don't. Because
You know
you
what?
have
Don't
a
play with
busy
fire.
year ahead of yourself. Yeah.
That's right.
You have a lot of
You know?
projects going on.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
That's true. To keep it safe. What was I going to say
how
about
a lot
Star
of times. Yeah, you know how they say a lot of times on the packaging it'll be like this product may
contain-
have come in contact with. So you never know what
That's
could
right.
have come in contact with a cashew, right?
That's true. That's right. It's a dangerous world out there for cashew lovers. I've been watching Survivor too. I don't know if anyone's been watching that, but
me too.
I
Me
have
too.
gotten addicted to Survivor. One of my best friends is a guy named Chris George, and we do this thing called the Ballad Boys together. I don't know if I've talked about that yet, but we turn songs, we turn pop songs or R&B or rock songs into these very spruced up Josh Groban style power ballads.
That's sick. I love ballads.
We have a blast. So we've done Milkshake by Kellis. We've done Photograph by Nickelback.
That's awesome.
Baby Boy by Beyonce. And we turn them into these like very, taking them very seriously power ballads. And so he and I do these videos together, and he has hooked me on Survivor. I never thought I would ever watch that show, but I am absolutely addicted to it. Like it's the
on
only
our
show that I will
TBR,
tune
don't
in.
worry.
Yeah, I'll tune in like live. It's like
Every
this radio
Wednesday.
show. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with it. And so yeah, I've been watching that too.
Where can they find your ballads? I love ballads.
On YouTube. So if you search up the Ballad Boys on YouTube, and if you put in like one of our songs, Photograph or Milkshake, we also did All Star, and we did Baby Boy by Beyonce. So if you search the Ballad Boys and possibly one of those titles, guaranteed they'll come right up. You can check them out. We just have a blast. We like do them when we're bored, and we are like, let's have some fun and make some music, and we have a blast.
Awesome.
It's,
Search up the Ballad Boys, everybody, on YouTube. And what I'll do is, if you're watching this not live afterwards, I'm going to add it to the link in the description, so it should be
Amazing.
there if you're
Cool.
watching it not live. That way
We've got one that we're working on right now, but it's tough in quarantine to make a music video, right? Of
course.
It's tough to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. All right, watch for the Ballad Boys, everybody. So what other stuff are you into? into, Josh? You have any hobbies? Do you what do you like to do when you're down?
Hobbies. I usually just stare at my ceiling. No, I do. I have a few things I like to do. I like playing soccer. I love playing soccer. I love cars. Which is a terrible because it's expensive and horrible for the environment. But I do love cars. And I love teaching. I've been teaching for a few years now. Never thought I'd do it. My dad's a teacher, and my mom also teaches. And I guess it's in the gene pool somewhere. And so I've been teaching musical theater, which I love because I don't get to do as much musical theater as I used to do. So I love kind of coaching kids and seeing them, use their creativity and find their voices and stuff. It's been one of the most rewarding things in my life, I think. So I've been able to do that, and I love playing video games too. The standard stuff, and it's been weird socializing in this Zoom economy now that we're in. It's been a lot of just like, I've been very grateful to just keep in touch with all my friends through, stuff like this. But then I often think like, man, what if this had happened 20 years ago, right? When we didn't have this technology, we'd be all, just on our phones and sending letters to people. And it's just such an amazing time to live in that we're able to do all this stuff. So yeah, that's me. What about you guys? I see Link in the back there. He's just staring at me with those blue eyes right behind Scott. So I love that you guys are playing video games too. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's
Regina's like,
Regine, you want to go first?
No, go ahead. We all know Scott.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely happy that I've been able to rediscover video games because I used to play them way more, when I was younger. And like Cuphead, for example, I started playing it. I played it briefly and put a couple videos on my YouTube channel, maybe like a year ago or something. But then you're busy and you just don't have time to do stuff. But now it's like suddenly I've been playing games. I like comics, and one thing I was able to do is my local comic shop was able to mail me my comics.
So sick! That's fantastic.
Got my comics in the mail. Good stuff.
Get your fix. That's great.
Did you sanitize it?
Also,
good question.
I did. Yes, you know what I did? So the comics arrived.
Stuck it in Lysol.
Well, no, the first thing I did was wipe down the box. Then I opened up the box, threw out the box, and then I put the comics, left them on the floor by the door for 2 days.
Good.
And then no, I left them inside my place. I didn't leave them outside. I left them inside, just on the floor. Yeah, exactly, on the floor, and then wiped them. And then I don't know if I'm going a bit overboard, but I'd rather go overboard than underboard at this point.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, comic books, video games, TV.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's about it, really.
That's it. What about you, Regine? What do you like to do in your spare time, even this crazy quarantine time?
I finalized some stuff for the pageant, so I have my outfit sorted out now. So
Amazing.
That's exciting. I recently got engaged before all of COVID.
Oh my God! Congratulations.
Thank you. So
That's
I
amazing.
booked the venue, I think.
Nice.
So I've done a lot of pageant and wedding stuff. Plus, I mentioned off the top, I'm starting a YouTube channel. So trying to figure out content and trying to figure out how to edit all these videos.
I know. Stuff.
Keeps me busy. Yeah.
It does.
I don't know how to edit. How do people edit?
I mean,
yeah, you go.
No, you go, Scott.
How do you guys edit videos?
I use
what were you gonna say, Joe? You use what?
Oh no, I was gonna make a joke, but no, I iMovie / use this program that I usually would use whatever's free, whatever programs I can find for free. But I'm sure Scott has a better setup than I do.
Well, best advice I can give you, Regine, is just take out the parts you don't want and leave in the parts you do.
I thought you were going to be a one-hit wonder. Just take everything in one clip.
That's right.
Oh.
That's hard.
Yeah, you could try. I very rarely could do that. But no, I would just say, that's all it is. Put in some music and just take out the bits you don't want them to see and leave in the ones you want. I'm looking for, and I'll be happy to give you lots of help along the way, Regine. So feel free.
I'm like, here, Scott, edit my film.
Yeah. Editing does take forever, though. I mean, I do find like making YouTube videos, you do feel like it's like being a YouTuber. You feel like I'm just an editor all the time, and being an actor, I guess Josh, you can relate. I feel like being an actor, you're mainly an auditioner. I just feel like most of the time you're just an auditioner.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it is the auditioning, and now it's taping things too. So you have to be an editor too, because you gotta edit your own tapes.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. It's a little combo. You're right.
Yep.
All right.
Well, you know what? Final thing. Let's talk about what's anybody can weigh in, but let's start with Josh because Josh is the guest. What's the first thing? What's the first thing that you're going to do when all of this quarantine stuff is over?
Oh man, that's a good question. I should have given this some thought. Go for it. Go for it. You know.
I need to get my nails done. I need to get my nails done. I have COVID nails.
Me too. COVID nails?
I have well, because like my nails are normally a lot longer, and I was like, what do I do? Do I soak off the gel, or do I just file them down? So I filed them down.
There you go. Yeah, I gotta do some work too.
That's what I'm gonna do. Book a nail appointment.
Honestly, I'll probably on that theme. No, go for it, Scott.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I wasn't even thinking about it, but now that you mentioned, I'm probably gonna get a haircut. I mean, we were talking about it earlier, but like. This is the longest my hair's been in easily over a decade for sure.
Wow. Installation hair.
That's right. Hair. Yeah. COVID hair. Yeah, honestly, that's what I was gonna say. I was just gonna go get a haircut. I don't know. I probably whatever is the first thing that gets scheduled back into my life. That's probably what I have to do. I'm like, all right. First email or text I can be like, you need to be here at this time. I'm like, oh, okay, like it's happening again. Yeah, like let me chop this off, get my eyebrows shaved. Like let's just do some TLC to this life before I get out into the real world again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's desperately needs some help. I've got a bit of a Trump thing going on right now, so I gotta fix that before it gets out of hand. Before it starts to. Tell the world it can open again. God, the crazy stuff happening down there. I can't imagine. But no, lots of things to look forward to. That's for sure.
I want to see my grandma. I think that's the first thing I'll do.
Yeah.
Look at my nails and afterwards. Actually, just kidding.
Yeah. See my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. My goodness, it's a weird time.
Yeah, it's those little things that you don't even think about. Yeah, like even just like going up to see my parents and hang out with a friend. Oh, you want to meet? Even just going. Like one thing I definitely like to do, and even like when I'm working, is like just being able to take my laptop out and go like work in a coffee shop for a few hours, which is something that I used to love doing. And those little things, just the stuff that you didn't even. I guess it's like anything. The stuff you took for granted, the stuff you didn't even think about, are the things that are suddenly you're like, wow, I can't do that. Go to a little shop and pick up a little snack. You can't. I
think I'll probably continue to not see my friend Keelan. I'm after this. Continue to not go overseas, but no, it's true. There's so many little things you take for granted, and then when they all stop, but. I'm certainly trying not to take the basics for granted. That's my big thing these days. It's just crazy how lucky we all are.
I think one of the first things I'll do is go to an all-you-can-eat sushi restaurant.
Go to a restaurant. Oh, same here. Not sushi though, because I can't get behind raw fish. I've tried so many times. I can't do it. It's everyone's like it's so tasty, and I believe them. But I'm from the East Coast where fish is like everyone eats fish. But I just, I don't know. I think I'm just too much of a picky eater. It's very sad. But I am excited to go to a restaurant, to be sure.
Yep. Actually, that's I've kind of become a vegetarian in this past couple weeks.
No way.
So maybe I might have eaten my last sushi.
No.
Maybe I've eaten my last sushi.
Just nothing.
Well, I can eat vegetarian sushi, but the fish.
Mango.
But I can't. Yeah. Well, no, I watched, I don't know if you've heard of this documentary, Game Changers, on Netflix. Well, it's basically, it follows around this guy who he interviews a whole bunch of like professional athletes and all this stuff, and people who have gone vegetarian and vegan.
Oh, cool.
And it was just so interesting. I was like, maybe I should look into it. It's, I don't know. In fact, that's something if you're
That's
looking
the
for something to
life
watch.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, you should check out Game Changers on Netflix. It's a documentary. It'll give you some stuff to think about. It was pretty cool.
Cool.
It's just, I didn't know a lot of it. Anyway, interesting.
Good to know. Put that on the list.
It, but I still eat.
But it's not gonna change me.
No, yeah, you can do what you want, but I recommend the documentary if you're looking for something to watch. It's pretty cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, this was a pretty fantastic episode, I must say.
This was a blast. I had so much fun.
Yeah, awesome. It's been. A question. Josh, do you have a favorite all-you-can-eat cereal restaurant? That's a KMC.
Cereal.
So yes, another thing my friends will always roast me about is my diet consists of a lot of cereal. It's been getting better, but not so better in this quarantine. I'm trying desperately to not eat a bowl of cereal a day, but it hasn't. But I'll actually answer this question because there is this new cereal that I need to, and I'm not being paid, I swear to God, to tell you this, but it's called Eggo cereal. You know the waffles, Eggo waffles?
Like Eggo waffles cereal?
Yeah. Ooh. So they've decided in their great wisdom that people now need other breakfast foods with their logo on it. And so they have created this little mini waffle cereal, and it tastes like an Eggo waffle, meaning like a factory-made waffle, but it's still, unfortunately, too tasty to not eat because they covered it in sugar and maple syrup. And so I've been eating that. Not, thank God, once a day, but definitely too much. Put some fruit in it, and so yeah, there's a real cereal. Keelan and I, there was a time way back before he moved overseas and before this quarantine happened, where we were going to start a podcast called Cereal, but not cereal as in serial killers, but we're just going to eat cereal and review it. And it's still something we've thought about doing. And yeah, definitely Eggo would be on the episode for sure.
Have you tried the Tim Horton Timbit one?
I'm ashamed to say that I have, and
You have.
Honestly, this is part of my life. I go to the grocery store. I'm like, what's a new cereal I've never tried in my life? And because they all taste the same pretty much. None of them are gonna be world breaking. But yeah, try the Tim Hortons ones. The Timbits. It's not that healthy, but so I haven't bought it since. Let's just say. But hey. Tim Hortons wants to
Does the Eggo cereal? Yeah. Does the Eggo cereal taste like an Eggo waffle or an Eggo waffle with syrup on it?
It's a great question, and I think you hit the nail on the head with the Eggo waffle avec le syrup. I think it has a little bit of syrup taste, which is why why I'm coming back for more. Honestly, it's the only reason.
Sugar.
It's the sugar they plaster on it. But yeah, it's definitely an Eggo waffle with maple syrup, Aunt Jemima, who knows, some butter syrup, I don't know, but it tastes good, and it tastes too good, so I'm probably not gonna have to never buy it again, so I don't keep eating it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, my problem with cereal is sorry, Regine, go ahead.
I said I feel like he has a bowl in front of him.
Honestly, I had one very recently, like about 45 minutes ago, so you're not wrong.
There you go. My problem with cereal is I find if I buy a box of the delicious cereal, I'll eat it all in almost one sitting. I'll just because what I'll do is I'll
that's a problem.
So they always say you should pour the cereal first and then you pour in the milk, right?
Yeah.
And most people don't do milk first.
No.
But what I found sometimes I used to do this when I was a kid a lot. Well, what I would do is I would fill the bowl as much as I can with milk, right?
You genius.
And then I bring the bowl of milk to wherever, usually in front of the TV.
Oh,
and then I bring the box with me, and then you just keep pouring in cereal and eating the cereal until there's no more milk.
That is
but the
next level.
But the problem with eating it that way is it's very easy over the course of a few cartoons to demolish the whole box. It's very easy to do that. So
you say that it's a bad thing, but yeah, it's definitely a genius thing to do. I'm gonna start doing that. Just because the milk, you always have a little milk left over, right? And you're like, what am I gonna do? Lick this like a cat? What's my next play here? But then once you have cereal being added to the base, which is the milk, then the world's your oyster, man. That's incredible. Yes. I love it.
It's a great way to
changed
justify.
My life today.
Yeah, well, and it's a good way to justify how you like. Dark Side is back. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Yeah, it's a great way to justify. Oh well, there's still milk. I don't want to. I better add more
waste
cereal.
it.
Right.
That's right. Of course.
So
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's a recipe for deliciousness and also disaster if you're trying to like watch how much cereal you're consuming because it's gone.
What is your lactose?
Yeah. Recipe for success.
Recipe for success. KMC says, honestly, your cereal technique is great, dude. I like it, Scott. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Keelan knows. He's a cereal connoisseur as well.
They're going to take it and...
You know what? Speaking of that... Sorry, Regine, what did you say there?
So they're going to take your idea and use that for their podcast.
Oh, yeah. We're writing it right now. I've left the conversation. No, it's so true. It's such a genius idea.
You know what the one thing I find as well is cereal's really expensive these days.
I know.
I don't know if you guys find that.
Yes,
but like
the boy just wants to get some corn pops, and you don't want to shell over a mortgage payment. It's terrible.
Yes, and I find like I'm not sure if I'm imagining it. Is it that I've just gotten bigger, but have the boxes gotten smaller?
Yeah, everything.
Am I crazy?
Cereal, cookies, crackers, you name it.
Yeah, I feel like the packaging got smaller, and then the family size is the older, small size.
I agree. Yeah. They're trying to pull a fast one on us, and I
have like 4 boxes of cereal here. Do you want me to compare?
Yeah.
You want to be on our podcast?
Well, like, yeah. Well, like, because I know one time I've like, I'll go in and you'll see like a tiny box that I feel like it's so thin, and it's like $6.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what?
And I bet you there's like this much sugar in it.
Yeah, it's like chips.
Yeah.
They think we're dumb. They think we're not gonna figure it out. It's true. It's sad but true.
Dark Side says, my favorite cereal is peanut butter and chocolate. Promise I eat the whole bag in one day. Now that's a problem. There you go. See, that's what we're talking about.
Reese's cereal, Reese's Pieces cereal. Some tasty stuff.
I like sugar toast crunch.
Same here.
Oh yeah, that one's good. Yeah. Let me think. What's my favorite?
Mini wheats for me. It's my favorite.
I used to love mini wheats, and I just eat them without the milk.
It's true.
Yeah.
They're a double snack.
Yeah.
I like mini wheats. Yeah, you mean frosted mini wheats you're talking, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah. I remember I used to have, my parents would buy the shredded wheat, the big ones. They're like big rectangles of wheat. Have you ever had those?
Yeah.
And I used to have those, but for that one I would heat the milk, so it's warm milk.
My God, genius.
Yeah, heat it so it's warm milk, and then what I do is I break it up into a bunch of individual pieces, and then I sprinkle sugar on every single piece. So every piece has like a layer of sugar across the top.
My God, I want to host an interview just talking about Scott's cereal techniques, because this is it's a TV show in itself here. Holy cow.
What's funny, I haven't thought about my cereal eating habits in a long time, but this has kind of just opened up the floodgates of like...
Thanks, Keelan. That's great.
Cereal, everybody. Everyone loves breakfast cereal.
Now I'm hungry. I have to go eat some.
Yeah.
It is lunchtime.
It is lunchtime. Yeah, it's wow. Look at this. We've been going for an hour and 40 minutes here, people. What an amazing episode. Look at that. Well, maybe what do you think we should call it a show, Regine? Josh, what do you guys think? Have we covered all the bases here?
I'm starving. I gotta go to Arby's. I gotta get some delivery. I've had an absolute blast talking with you guys. It's been a great Sunday morning for me. Which every Sunday morning we'll just be having a chat about cereal and video games, and it's been great. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think we've been doing 75 episodes of this now, and I really do look forward to it now. Like it's it's like my Sunday morning. I enjoy getting up to do it. It's just a fun way, just to chat with, we get an interesting guest in here and just talk, just hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fun.
In
this age of isolation.
This age of isolation. Yeah, that's the thing. And I'm glad. I was worried, because like part of the reason I jumped on, started playing video games was because it was a Sunday morning. We had to cancel the show because we were supposed to have a guest on in studio, right? And we were just like, okay, well, we can't do this. Yeah. And I felt so weird not being live on a Sunday morning. That's why I started gaming. But I am glad that we were able to kind of modify things and keep the show going here over Skype because
Me too.
It's been great.
Me too.
So Josh, where can people find you?
Where can people find me? In my house, locking the doors. You can find me on. I'm on it. Yeah, exactly. Find me on Instagram. My name is, or my handle is just my name, Josh Cruddas, Cruddas. It's the name that no one else has besides my family. Shout out to them. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Josh Cruddas. You can find me on Facebook. I think I have a Facebook page as well. It's apparently not very well updated, but it's there. Twitter, same thing. My name, I usually just tweet about funny things and politics when it's an election year. So if you don't like that, stay away. But no, I definitely have. I've had an absolute blast coming on and talking to you guys, and I hope we get to do it again once this whole isolation thing is done. We can see your fancy studio. It would be so cool. But yeah,
absolutely,
it's been a blast.
You were a wonderful guest, and we got to get you in again to do a Barrel of Monkeys challenge because usually in studio we have every guest compete in a round of Barrel of Monkeys.
Yes,
he's gonna start
we're gonna have to get you in for sure.
That's right. Now I've got to order from Amazon 20 Barrel of Monkeys and just spend my life doing that.
There you go.
Yeah,
take it seriously.
Start training. But you know what? Yeah, when this is cleared up, we're gonna bring you on. When this is cleared up, we're gonna bring you on. We're going to do Barrel of Monkeys, and we're going to do some cereal taste testing with you on the show. That's
sign me up for all
that.
Now. I'm in. I'll call Q in.
Nice.
We'll
make it happen.
First, don't worry.
Great. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Still be safe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Place.
Regine, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at It's Regine Alaina. Eventually here on YouTube. And if you guys want to follow my pageant journey, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Ms. MS Galaxy Canada. Where can they find you, Scott?
You can find me right here where you're watching this show. YouTube.com/ScottDionBrown or Twitch.tv/ScottDionBrown or DLive.tv/ScottDionBrown. And also my Instagram and Twitter are Scott Dion Brown as well, right along here. And make sure you follow the show either on Twitter at SitDownScott or the Sit Down Radio Show on Instagram. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask guests or just get in touch, ask us a question, go right ahead.
And Facebook.
And Darkside in the chat says his favorite type of breakfast is waffles.
Hey, try those Eggos one. There you go. Thanks to all the questions too, and everyone in the chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right, guys. All of you who tuned in, except for the guy who asked about those cashews.
God, PTSD. Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll have no cashews in the studio. I'm
kidding. But thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you guys, all of you who tuned in. You could have, you can't go anywhere, but you could have watched anything in this online world, but you chose to join and share your Sunday morning with us. So thank you so very, very much. And I guess this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Josh, once again, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys. I had such a blast.
And Polar right now on Netflix, and Ghost Rider on Apple TV. Go check it out.
You got it.
And lots more coming. And look up the Ballad Boys on YouTube as well. Yeah. Look up the Ballad.
That's right. Yeah, Ballad Boys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
All right, everybody. We'll see you all again real soon.
Bye. Stay safe.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Cheers.
Sweet. Cheers to that.